All right, guys, smack in the middle of a tornado outbreak where we've had many reported tornadoes that you can see. Definitely a low hanging here out of Jasper, Alabama. A tornado reported there earlier on. I mean, look at that. Big cone, big, stovepipe, if you will, down toward the ground. And there was, of course, damage there. Now we're just getting massive amounts of rain up in this area as well. Dr. Nesman talked about the flash flooding, where we're essentially going from tree damage and power line damage in places like Boaz, Alabama, to 3-inch per hour rainfall rates. We still have a very dangerous afternoon and evening ahead of us. And then this area of damaging wind threat expands all the way up into New England for tomorrow afternoon. So we got a long 24 hours ahead of us here. Let's talk about what's happening tonight. A couple of trends I want to alert you to. Of course, we've had this large area impacted today from Mississippi all the way into northwest Georgia now. And unfortunately, behind that, just as soon as these storms are leaving with their damaging wind and possible tornado, look at the rainfall that's going on there. So now down here, we've had the storms in southern Mississippi, which have been long track supercells and tornadoes on the ground. Now some of these have kind of lifted to the north along the I-20 corridor. So let's go into these a little bit, Shane, and talk about what we've got. These are some of the newest tornado warnings that are coming out. So again, just north of Eufaula here, back toward Kemper County in Mississippi. We'll go west to east and through here. This is a storm that's rotating. Again, this isn't the stuff that we saw earlier, but still, it doesn't take that much. We've got such a powerful component in what they call the change in wind direction with height here in the low levels of the atmosphere that you don't need these big, tall supercells to produce, the prolific damage that we've had. So again, not super tight rotation, but enough. Not to mention, if we're looking at this from the Birmingham radar, you're also up in elevation. So you're not looking at the lowest part of this storm where you're actually potentially getting the tornado. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to look as good because we're looking at it. But let's go up to the storm, which is north of Bolig G, in north of Utah. This is this one right here. This one's got rotation on it, which is much more strong. Now you're looking closer, obviously, toward the ground with the Birmingham radar, but unfortunately it's a cluttered image. But there it is. Shane's trying to find the best radar. Sometimes you have to do that when you got interference. Well, we looking at Greenwoods or Tupelo's, I should say, Shane. Yeah, so this is looking at Tupelo's radar, giving us a better idea what this looks like. Let's actually look down at that cell, the Kemper cell. Still pretty wide down through here, but still 1, 2 storms we're watching. For the record, Livingston, Demopolis, all these areas south of Tuscaloosa have not really been touched yet in terms of the air. So that unstable air, which has really been sitting there for a better part of the afternoon, we had the sun out from time to time, and now the best atmospherics are starting to rotate over the top of it. Do we get a new area of tornadoes that starts to develop and potentially stays on the ground? So Tuscaloosa, keep an eye out. The storm to your southwest, this one's coming at you. This may be more of a threat for Birmingham area south into Jefferson County. I know we've already been hit once, but we told you we're going to have multiple rounds today, all right, with these storms. Still dealing with this storm in northwest Georgia. This is a part of the same complex that moved from Mississippi all across Alabama with the tremendous rain and also the damaging wind. Now, again, you kind of look at this and you're like, okay, there's something going on through here. Is there a big circulation here, perhaps? Yes, there is. Strong wind coming in on the east side of this. Strong outflow wind coming in on the west side. So it's really a big wind area in through here. It's not super tight rotation, but it's enough. So just north of Somerville, near Tryon, there's probably an area of damaging winds here. Let's zoom out a little bit with this. You'll notice, too, the severe thunderstorm warning that surrounds that. It's not the best chance for the tornado, but it's the best chance for damaging winds. So what I'm going to have Shane do is actually look at that warning and kind of time this out as it's, kind of parallel it with the watch. Vinilo, again, about 8:41. This is northwest Georgia now. 8:57 at Dalton. 9:18 Crandall, Parksville, about 9:36. Shane, quickly, let's go down and time out Tuscaloosa. Even though we're not in a warning yet, I do want to go down to this cell and time it out for you because it does look like it is going to impact Tuscaloosa without question here. So, Ken, we're going to move Birmingham radar. We're looking at the storm, which has been tornado warned on. Here it is right here is the couplet. This is what's heading north toward the Tuscaloosa area. So keep that in mind. Timing it out for you, Tuscaloosa. Looks like we're going to be sitting there right around 8:08. All right? Give or take 10 minutes on this, given the fact that these pulse and sometimes slow down a little bit. But about 8:08 looks like it's going to be closest to you, or probably right on top of you. 7:51 Foster's, Knoxville, Alabama, about 7:39, and then we'll keep an eye again on the storm. It's moving over 45 northeast of Meridian. That too, Jackie.